Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Now Modern Warfare 3 is officially almost a year old and people declared it as a DLC. However, in today's video I am going to be covering some of the hardest challenges to do for trophies, and that is obviously zombies. Why? Because zombies trophies just need to be even more difficult. But in today's video, I'm going to list all of the zombie trophies you need to do, from easiest to the most painful and agonizing trophy you will ever get to experience in this game. Most PlayStation players will already know what I'm talking about, as most of them already platinumed this, but very few did. But in today's video, I'm going to cover all 13 different trophies that you get. Let's go. Now, let's start off with the obvious one, the first one that you will ever get in this mode, which is called And So It Begins. Why is this the easiest one to get? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. After a minute of the game's life cycle, which is 45 minutes, there will be at least 3 exfils that spawn. Usually 2 in the normal mode, or normal zone I should say, which is the gray area, and 1 in the medium zone, which is the red area. As you can see, here is the gray area, here is the red area, and it will never spawn in the red area. Where the gas is, sometimes when all exfils are closed, the final exfil will spawn somewhere as far as possible for you to get there. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have to successfully exfil for your first time in zombies. Moving on to the next one, which in my opinion is one of the easiest, and that is Back from the Dead, which is pretty self-explanatory. When you die and you have this perk equipped, Tombstone, usually what that means is when you die, all your loot in your inventory will be there for the next game. Now that doesn't include your guns, that doesn't include your pack-a-punched guns, nothing like that. Anything that's in your backpack, say I die right now, everything here in my backpack is going to be there for the next game. Now, when you spawn in, there will be a tombstone that spawns on the map, and it will be pinged for you, so you don't even have to worry. All you have to do, go up to it, you open it, and that will be it. Moving on to the next one, which is, in my opinion, easier than some of these, that is, you can pet the dog. Now, most people will struggle with this one, but it's actually pretty easy. If you have already done it, in the red zone, there is the first ever Dark Ether Rift that has spawned, where you can acquire the dog bone. Now, the dog bone is, as it sounds, you can spawn your own dog, such as this one. However, sometimes on the map, there is... Oh, low polygraph dog. Hello, low polygraph dog. On the map, there is sometimes little cages. Now, you can't see the icon, but as soon as you get close to it, you will see a bunch of smoke go up in the air, and you will know that that is a doghouse. But how do you get the dog out of it? Well, if you kill zombies normally, they will sometimes drop flesh, or flesh chunks. All you have to do is kill a zombie and look on the ground for any flesh chunks that spawn. Usually the gray area is only 1 piece, the second area is 2 pieces, and then the third area is 3. The more you go up, the more health and the stronger your dog gets. So that Bingo comes to you and sits down. As soon as Bingo sits down, you get a prompt to pet him. All you have to do is say pet dog, and there you go. There is your you can pet the dog trophy. Next on the list is, I would say, not harder than this, because getting a dog is a bit hard, but it's nothing too groundbreaking. Over on the next one, it is called Write-Off, and what you need to do is you basically need to kill 500 zombies with a weapon. Now, pretty self-explanatory. All you have to do, get a gun, get a zombie, and kill them 500 times. It's pretty simple, straightforward, and not hard at all. Next on the list is helping stranger. Now that is a little bit harder than you might expect. Now, if you go into a party, all your squad members have to do is leave the party, get downed, and you can revive them, and that will count as a trophy. All you have to do is find out where that person is and res them. I don't believe when they are requesting a need of help, it will count, but you can try it out for yourself, and please let me know if it works, because I'm not too sure. Next on the list, which is number 6, and in my opinion should actually be number 5, is going to be hired gun. You have to complete 20 contracts in zombies. Now moving on to the next one, which is number 7, and that is going to be the end question mark. Now this one is also pretty easy. All you have to do is complete the zombies story mission. Now only up to act 3, as act 4 was added after, you know, all the platinum or all the trophies were added. So yeah, all you have to do, complete act 1, act 2, and act 3, and you will get the trophy. Pretty self-explanatory. Now next up on our list, which is trophy number 8, is going to be defeating a warlord. And it's exactly as it sounds, just defeat a warlord. It's not that bad. Basically, on the map, there are many locations where Warlord can spawn these days. There is one in military base. There is the first ever one that was added, which is Legacy, which you can find right over here. There is Dokkaebi, which you can find over here. And then there is the other one, which you can find over here. Now, basically, you just have to be very careful in defeating these, as the warlord itself is not too hard. It is the mercenaries and sentry guns that you need to worry about the most, in my opinion, because let's be real, it's not that easy as it sounds unless you are stacked to the brim with upgrades. Number 9 is going to be the Perkaholic. Now why do I say this is number 9? Why is it so high up? Well, Perkaholic requires you to have 9 perks active. Now if you don't know, there are only 9 perks in this game. Now it's pretty easy to do it. However, if you are struggling and you don't want to enter the red zone, you will have to do contracts in order to get lucky and get perks, or you can go to the perk machines itself scattered around the map and you can get all the perks. However, it's going to cost you a hefty sum of money, or at least essence. Now if we use the Wonder Waff here and go to the red zone, if you are very daring enough to do so, you will see there are sometimes Perkaholic machines. If I can find it here, there's usually one right over here. There it is, the Wonder Fizz, and then the Wonder Fizz over here. There are only 2 that spawn in red zone, and they always spawn on the same spots. Now there you can get all 9 perks at once, and that is how you are going to do that very easily. But like I said, if you do not feel comfortable in going into the red zone, you can always just do it normally, do contracts, or go and buy it at every different Wonder Fizz, or not Wonder Fizz, every single fizzy machine that you get around the map. But remember, always look at what you are purchasing, because you might buy a duplicate. Next on the list is Gravestone. Now, why did I put Gravestone so high? It's not that hard to do. Well, it's because most people overlook it these days. People who don't have it may have the obvious choice for transportation, which is going to be this little beauty, the Scorcher, because you can fly with the Scorcher. But that's not what you need to do. What you need to do for Gravestone is get in a vehicle and run over a bunch of zombies. But why is this not as easy as it seems? Well, for my first playthrough, I didn't know what to do with this one. I thought you have to get 100 kills in total with a vehicle. And in some extent, that is true. However, you take damage when running over a zombie, so you can't do it in one vehicle unless you have the Dark Ether bike, as it is immortal. But you have to get 100 zombie kills, or 100 zombie road kills with a vehicle in a single game, meaning you can't leave the match until you get 100 kills with a vehicle. Now, you don't have to exfil to see if you got it. Usually when you get 100 kills in one deployment or one single game, it will pop up automatically as soon as you got it. So it is easy, however most people will overlook this trophy. Moving on to our final three, and the final three spots I think deserves the final three spots. Now moving on to number 11, the next challenge is Seeing Red. Seeing Red is basically doing 5 contracts in the red zone in a single game, meaning you can't do one contract, exfil, and then come in and do the other 4. You have to complete 5 contracts in a single deployment in the red zone. It's not as easy as it sounds, and it's pretty difficult for casual players. Moving on to a trophy that I actually already covered on the channel, which is Slaughterhouse. Now, Slaughterhouse is easy in most people's eyes if you know what you're doing, but actually it's not that easy, as many people need different strategies in order to complete it, because this trophy is actually very time consuming. Now, I'm actually going to give you the reason as to why this trophy is very difficult and easy methods to do it. Now, why this trophy is so difficult is you need 50,000 zombie kills in the game. Now, thankfully, it's not in one match. However, it is going to be through the whole time you play zombies or Modern Warfare 3 as a whole. Now, hopefully they do not shut this down, but I believe they won't shut it down, as they didn't even shut DMZ down in Modern Warfare 2. So I believe zombies will still be active and very lively. But easy methods to do this is, let's start with the obvious one, which is going to be Outlast contracts. Now, if you don't know, Outlast contracts are basically on the map. I don't have to worry because I do have a dog that will res me. Outlast contracts are these contracts right here. Now, what you need to do is you need to go ahead, pick up that contract, and you have to wait until it's 80% complete, and then you have to go outside. That will enable automatic zombie spawns and unlimited zombie spawns, so that you can get this very fast. Obviously, you need to run the RGL for max efficiency, as its AoE damage is very broken. However, just remember to run PhD. But the second method, which not a lot of people really do, is going for camos. Yeah, it sounds pretty stupid, but if you look at what you need to do, most of them are get 250 kills, get 250 kills with a specific ammo type, all those types of things. But when I went for the Borealis grind, most of the kills just fell into my lap. And then all I had to do was finish off most of the things that I still needed, which was, I think, at least 1,000 kills. Or 100 kills, or whatever. It's very easy if you do it with camo challenges, or even if you do XP events, or when you do the RGL and Outlast combo. Now let's move on to the hardest one, which is actually number 13, and that might be a shock to most of these players that are new. But Diamond, why is it so hard then? Well, the trophy is 1 against all. Now, that trophy might ring some bells in most Modern Warfare 3 zombies players, and we all know how hard it is. But what's the challenge that makes it so hard? Well, you need to defeat the final boss, which is a Dark Ether worm, with 6 people. 6 people! Now, you guys might think, oh yeah, 6 people isn't hard enough to get. Wrong. Well, most of the time you can only get 3 people in your squad. But if you usually go into the game, you can ask people in chat saying, hey, I'm going to do Act 3, can you guys, maybe join me and help me out? But even if you are fortunate enough to do so, you have another problem. Going into the mission, you get trolls that actually jump out before you departure, meaning there might be only 5 or 4 people, and it still won't count because they won't load in. However, most of the time when you go in and everyone's there, even if all 6 players are inside of the chopper and you departure, most of them will time out still, or just get kicked. And even if you are so close to defeating the final boss, you'll get some people that actually just troll you and leave. So you have to be very selective on who you have to trust. But there is a method, an easy method to do this. You need 6 friends, or at least 3 local friends, or at least 6 online friends that you are very well acquainted with. All you have to do is you have to go in 3 parties, and the other person has to have 3 people in his party, and you guys have to queue up at the same time. If the countdown for you and your other friend's squad is the same, and you are entering in the game at the same time, you have the same lobby. However, you have to find each other, and then all you have to do is go into the mission, and it's that easy. But why do I say this is the hardest? Well, that's because most of the servers just doesn't want you to join the same lobby. But I believe it's going to be easier now, as most people don't really play zombies anymore. And that's another problem. I struggled to find this lobby. Even though it only took me like 5 minutes, usually it's swarmed with players. You can usually find people with just a minute of searching. And it's very sad to see that this game is actually starting to die off so quickly. But I believe this game mode is not going to be shut down, and I hope not, because I have so much more challenges I want to do in zombies. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope most of my explanations on how to do these challenges really helps you out. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more challenges such as this. And without any further ado, man, I'll see you guys later. Bye!